Welcome to the Talview Podcast, where AI meets expertise. Join us as we explore the future of interviewing and proctoring.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Talview Insights podcast. I'm Sanjo, and today we're diving headfirst into a fascinating and frankly alarming topic. Are you testing humans or are you actually testing machines? Now think about that for a moment. The very integrity of online assessments is under threat, and not from the sources you might usually expect. You see, cheating is no longer just those, sneaky glances at handwritten notes or furtive attempts to copy the person next to you. It's become something far more elaborate, far more, let's say, sophisticated. We're talking about advanced techniques that leverage artificial intelligence and entire platforms built to bypass proctoring systems. In today's episode, we're going to unpack how this has become a growing industry, a kind of high-tech cat and mouse game. But more importantly, we're here to figure out what organizations like yours can do to stay ahead of these challenges. How do you protect the integrity of your assessments, ensure the validity of the results, and most importantly, measure true human performance in a world where machines are learning to beat the system? Imagine this. You've spent months ensuring your online exam platform is fair and secure. You've integrated cutting-edge proctoring tools, confident that candidates won't easily outsmart the system. But what if I told you there's an entire underground industry working to do exactly that? And I'm not talking about one-off hackers or casual offenders. No, there are entire organizations built to help people cheat professionally. Take a platform like onlineexamcheating.com just as an example. It's a service designed specifically to teach candidates how to bypass even the most advanced proctoring systems. It sounds almost absurd, but it's happening. These platforms don't just give vague tips. They offer step-by-step guides, customized tools, and even live human assistance during an exam. Yeah, live human help. It's almost like having a coach whispering the answers into your ear, but digitally and undetectably. Now, that's a whole different level of cheating. Some of their techniques are shockingly well thought out. For instance, they exploit blind spots in camera monitoring or use software to mimic legitimate activity while bypassing restrictions. Others involve using hidden devices that don't alert proctoring tools. Just think about what this means. Not only do these tactics undermine the integrity of the exam process, but they also put an immense burden on organizations, forcing them to constantly stay one step ahead in the security game. The cycle is endless, it's costly, and frankly, it's exhausting. And it's not just individuals taking advantage of these platforms. Organizations offering certifications, schools, even hiring tests, they're all potential targets. The implications here are significant. I mean, what happens to trust when the results of an online assessment can no longer be deemed reliable? This isn't just an academic problem. It's a systemic issue that affects how we evaluate skills, performance, and even integrity itself. So here's where things get really interesting and a bit unnerving. To make matters worse, the rise of AI-powered agents has added a whole new dimension to the cheating problem. Now, when I say AI-powered agents, what comes to mind? Tools like OpenAI's language models or similar AI systems, right? These are incredible technologies, but, well, in the wrong hands, they can be honestly pretty troubling. Let's break this down. Imagine a candidate using a tool like ChatGPT to craft the perfect answer to an essay question, real time, during a monitored test. Seems far-fetched? Trust me, it's not. These language models can process instructions faster and better than most humans. And the thing is, they don't just stop at essays. From solving complex equations to writing code. They've got the range to handle almost anything you throw at them. And here's the kicker: these models can even generate responses that mimic a candidate's writing style. Why is that significant? Well, because it makes detection incredibly hard. If the system's trying to flag inconsistencies between a candidate's earlier answers and their current ones, AI generated responses can appear so seamless that even advanced analytics might struggle to keep up. The reality is these AI systems are not only getting smarter, but also becoming more accessible. I mean, anyone with a laptop and an internet connection can tap into their power. And that levels the playing field in all the wrong ways. So we're not just talking about tech-savvy individuals anymore. This technology is available to practically anyone willing to use it. Here's the reality. Traditional proctoring systems are, quite frankly, no longer enough to safeguard the integrity of your exams. I mean, the landscape has shifted so dramatically that it almost feels like older proctoring methods have, become sitting ducks for modern cheating tactics to exploit. Think about it. The tools designed to cheat don't just randomly target systems. They actively go after the known vulnerabilities in these older technologies. It's a deliberate strategy aimed at exploiting the weakest links. And let's be honest, relying solely on proctoring is like placing all your bets on a single lock to protect your vault. If someone figures out that lock, well, you lose it all. At Telview, we've recognized this shifting threat landscape. And honestly, it's not enough to just tweak the existing tools. We had to rethink the entire approach. What does it take to truly stay ahead of these advanced cheating mechanisms? Well, it starts with going beyond the basics. Now, when I say beyond the basics, I don't mean just adding an extra layer or two and calling it a day. At Telview, we've developed a comprehensive strategy that accounts for the sophistication of modern adversaries. It's about building out solutions that anticipate and adapt to these evolving challenges, not just react to them. Let me break down how we do that and exactly why this matters for you. At Telview, we understand that safeguarding exam integrity requires more than just reacting to threats. It demands a proactive, multi-layered defense system. So how do we tackle the challenge of ensuring you're testing real candidates and not some cleverly disguised AI or accomplice? Well, it all starts with advanced candidate verification. Before the exam even begins, we make it a priority to confirm the identity of each candidate. This is not your average photo ID check. We've incorporated state-of-the-art biometric technology to authenticate users with unprecedented precision. Facial recognition, for instance, plays a key role in verifying that the person on the screen matches the credentials they provided. And we don't just stop there. We continuously monitor to ensure the same individual stays in the seat throughout the test. Think about this. In an environment where deepfake technology is advancing rapidly, relying on manual or single layer verification just doesn't cut it anymore. That's why we've specifically designed our systems to detect synthetic identities, whether they're AI-generated avatars or manipulated video feeds. It's about staying ahead of these emerging threats, not playing catch-up. But candidate verification is just the starting point. What happens afterward during the test is just as critical. We've built layers upon layers of intelligent proctoring mechanisms to detect suspicious patterns. Things like unexpected audio cues, irregular eye movements, or unauthorized device usage. Combined, these tools create an ecosystem of defenses designed to adapt in real time to evolving cheating techniques. If you're wondering whether these measures are really necessary, let me put it this way. Can your organization afford to ignore the risks? The rise of AI agents, platforms like onlineexamcheating.com, and advanced cheating tools has fundamentally changed the landscape. Today, the cost of inaction isn't just theoretical, it's real, measurable, and increasingly difficult to recover from. Organizations that fail to adapt risk compromising not just their exam processes, but their entire reputation. Think about it. What happens when the results you depend on to make critical decisions turn out to be unreliable? It's not just an embarrassment, it's a liability, and often an expensive one at that. Now, let's take a closer look at how these risks play out in practice. Without robust defenses, it's not just individual exam results that are at stake. The credibility of your institution as a whole, whether you're a university, a certification body, or even a corporate recruiter, comes into question. Stakeholders like students, candidates, and employers lose trust in the integrity of your assessments, and that trust is incredibly hard to rebuild once it's lost. And here's the thing, these threats aren't going to wait for you to catch up. The tools and tactics being used by cheaters are evolving at an alarming rate, often outpacing the traditional methods designed to counteract them. So the real question isn't whether your organization can afford these solutions, but whether you can afford not to implement them immediately. At Talview, we believe there's a fundamental balance to achieve when it comes to exam integrity. On one side, you need airtight security to stay ahead of modern cheating tactics. On the other side, you want to offer a seamless, stress-free experience for candidates. Too much focus on one and you risk compromising the other. That's where we really stand out. Take our candidate verification system, for instance. We've designed it not just to bolster security, but to operate so smoothly that candidates barely notice the process. Everything from facial recognition to credentials integration happens in an instant, setting the right tone before the exam even starts. It's more than just rigorous. It's thoughtfully designed around the user experience. And then there's our secondary camera, proctoring. This is where things get pretty innovative. By using a second camera, like a mobile phone camera or an external device, we create an additional perspective. This not only covers blind spots, but also ensures there's no ambiguity about what's happening in a candidate's test environment. I mean, it's like having a panoramic view rather than relying on a single lens. That kind of foresight makes a huge difference. We've also integrated secure browsers and real-time monitoring to lock down the digital environment. These tools don't just block unauthorized resources. They actively adapt to suspicious behaviors, raising alerts as they occur. For instance, if someone tries to jump between windows or open a restricted application, the system responds instantly, saving administrators countless hours of post-exam analysis. And this holistic design comes with an underlying commitment to simplicity. Whether you're an administrator reviewing results or a candidate navigating the test, our systems are intuitive and straightforward because at the end of the day, complexity shouldn't be a barrier for integrity. It should work behind the scenes, letting people focus on what really matters, their performance. The message is clear: online exams without advanced proctoring are no longer viable. The rise of AI agents, deepfake technology, and platforms like onlineexamcheating.com has completely shifted the landscape. Traditional methods just can't keep up with the sophistication of modern threats. So, But here's the silver lining. Staying ahead is absolutely possible with the right tools in place. At Talview, we are not just focused on keeping your system secure. We're committed to ensuring you can assess candidates for their true abilities, real people, real results, in a controlled and, most importantly, trustworthy environment. Because integrity in assessments isn't just a nice to have, it's the foundation on which education, employment, and professional trust are built. So, if you're ready to take your exam security to the next level, I'd encourage you to visit us at talview.com to explore how our solutions can help. Let's work together to secure the future of online assessments, because this is one area where staying ahead isn't just a goal, it's a necessity. Thank you for tuning in to the Talview Insights podcast. Don't forget to subscribe for more discussions about the future of assessments, education, and hiring. Until next time, stay secure and stay ahead.
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more insightful content on Gen AI-powered interviewing and remote proctoring.